I'm pronouncing that right? Selkow?
Selkow.
Selkow.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right. So this is actually take 2 because you were here about a week or so ago and we had some technical difficulties with the service that I used. So I appreciate your patience and willingness to come back and try this again.
Absolutely. And to honor that, I'm wearing the same shirt I wore that day.
Nice, in case I have to do some editing.
Unwashed.
Oh, nice.
Absolutely.
What are you, like a superstitious baseball player? Like, I'm not going to wash my uniform?
A little lazy and cheap.
There you go.
But yeah, superstitious. That's
anyway. Okay, so I know we went down a little bit of a rabbit hole when we tried this first, and I don't want to go down, get too far off track.
Sure.
First off, let me ask you: since I think you had just had a gig at was it Trainwreck Distillery?
Yeah.
Have you had anything recently then? Gig since then?
Oh man. I don't remember.
Okay, that's fine. I barely remember. I barely remember.
Around.
Yeah,
This is like,
I know, it's crazy.
I take off a week, when I have my kids.
Right. Gotcha.
And I don't think I had something after that.
Okay.
That was really hot that day.
Yeah. That's why I bring it up, because I remember something struck me about our previous conversation about how you kind of interact with the audience, right?
Oh, yeah.
And how you're a little bit ballsy, if I must say, calling people out if they're like, not like, if it looks like they're leaving and haven't tipped yet and stuff like that. So
yeah, what's up with that?
yeah.
So you could tip you can pay $14, right, for a shot that has some juice in it. That's what a cocktail is.
Right.
No, there's just talent there. There's talent.
Sure.
Plus tax and tip.
Mm-hmm.
But you can't tip your musician. I've been working 27 years on this.
Right, exactly.
I just asked them. That's all it is.
Right,
it's not, there is a little guilt and shame there, but I say it as a joke. But it's just like, hey, are you really leaving? It's like, all right, well, I guess I'm going to leave then too. I'm like, what am I doing this for?
Yeah, right.
But no, I do that because I don't actually need the tip.
Right.
I don't do music at all for the money.
Right.
It's not even close. I mean, if it did, I wouldn't write original music.
Right.
It's fun.
Sure.
It's fun, and I'm moving people, and I can tell when I'm not. I can tell when I'm not moving people. The blink rate, the body language, the dismissive nature, and I don't like that.
Sure.
I want music to be an experience for everybody. I worked hard for that, and it has to be an experience for me too. It's symbiotic.
Right.
It doesn't work really alone.
Yep. Yeah, and I guess the reason why I bring it up, or the reason why I'm so interested in it, is because as a solo acoustic cover guy that I am, I play lots of places where I'm literally just background music. People are having dinner, having drinks, whatever, and then I'm just kind of in the corner singing my songs, and sometimes you're just completely ignored,
Yeah.
Now, granted, you do have the other side of it where you feel like a rock star at the end of the night. You know what I mean? You're getting all kinds of attention and whatnot. But I just thought it was interesting when you told that story about how you were pressing people on, what, you're leaving already? Like stuff like that. I just thought that was super interesting.
Yeah.
So one of your main goals, if you go out to a gig, aside from having fun and doing it for the joy of it, is to really kind of get the audience involved.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So I have, what do we have? I'm sure 400 covers, right?
Probably, yeah.
Like 50 that I can do. I don't really have a set list.
Yep.
I have there's a vibe list.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, so this is an outdoor gig. It's a cocktail gig. Or this one is a bar and it's a dive of my favorite places. Well, I'm not, the repertoire of covers and originals are going to be slightly different. The one is going to be a little more fun, and the other one's probably going to be a little bit more cerebral.
Yeah. Yep.
Right? So I got my 30 more cerebral originals and covers, right? But that's about it. Like everything. I have to know from, if there's only 3 people engaging, I ask them what their name is. It's very similar to a comedian's crowd work.
Okay.
Because my actual thing is, I'm like a comedian moonlighting as a musician.
Okay.
Like, I'm never going to do stand up, but the psychology and the value of the joker of a comedian is so important.
Yeah.
That if I could do like 10 minutes, that would be great, but I don't want to.
Right.
So instead, I just throw that in between songs. You have to do crowd work.
Yep.
You have to be like, and so what's your name? Like that thing. Can you do me a favor? Can you listen to my volume and see if it's this or and then the something will come up and they'll be like, sure. I was like, you're a sound engineer, aren't you? No. And I'm like, but you look like it. You have those glasses. Like, something happens. I don't know what it is. And it's just organically go.
Yep.
Now, first of all, that's 3 minutes. That's 3 minutes of crowd interaction.
Yep.
That's a song.
Yeah. It's one less song you have to play. Not that you don't want to, but
Right.
Yep.
But now the build up to the song, now everyone's involved.
Right.
So do you like U2? And they're like, no. And I'm like, well, I wasn't gonna play that song.
Yeah. You might want to go to the bathroom.
But right. Or I'll be like, you might want to go to the bartender and tip them, because that's all you guys only tip bartender. So it's like, so now when you do the song, it is more than likely, and it's almost every time. I can go 2 or 3 without talking about the title, but it's about what is the story of this original.
Okay.
You can't. Why would an original? Why would anyone care about an original? And I've been around.
Right.
I had a 2007 album. Why would anyone care about that? I think they're good.
Yep.
And they touch my heart.
Yep.
Unless there's a story connected to it.
You got to make it personal for them.
Yes.
I do that with my ones. So again, I'm solo acoustic guy. Solo acoustic cover guy. But I do have like 5 original songs released, and I rarely play them. And if I do, it's usually only 1 or maybe 2 per set. But I always make a point to introduce it.
Yeah.
And tell the story behind it, because it does. If people are listening, it does get them engaged with the song that you're about to play. Like my most popular song is Firm Grip, and I usually talk about how it's about my dad's perspective as an alcoholic and all that stuff. And everybody in the room knows somebody who's an alcoholic or has been affected by it, so they're like, oh, I can relate to that, let me listen. So yeah, and a lot of people I talk to, I know I'm rambling and I'll edit half of this shit out, but a lot of people I talk to struggle with engaging with the audience. So I know you're a naturally funny guy. The few times we've hung out together, we've always enjoyed some laughs, right? Even right before we hit record on this. But do you kind of go into a gig with like almost like a plan, or there are a few things that you kind of go to? I guess my question is to help others that might be struggling with crowd interaction. What would be your advice?
I do admit I do have a couple go-tos. For example, I love saying, listen, I'm going to use guilt and shame with the whole tip thing. I do say that,
right.
Or I'll wear my my jokes are officially dad jokes shirt. Like, you guys have been warned. And then that's just some go-to. Another go-to is, and I think this is what breaks the ice, I actually don't start with crowd engagement until after about 2 songs. Okay.
Yep.
And then after the second song, maybe it's a killer song, right? And I'll just be like, I've been working on that one for a few weeks. Finally, what do you guys think? And it's like you can tell the crowd is split, and they're like, that was really good. You wrote that? I'm like, yeah, I wrote that. My name's Brandon Flowers. Now so you come up with I do it every show, and actually every set.
And the more you do it, the better you get at it. You know?
So you come up with something. What is going to make people like be a little annoyed and be like, just play your song. And
right.
It's just like, yeah, but I don't do that. And hey, everyone say hi to Sarah. She's the manager tonight.
Right,
she hired me knowing that.
That's good stuff.
So, that's it. And the authenticity, if I were to say, it's really not about the stickiness of it.
Yeah.
It has to just be how I'm feeling at that moment.
Right. You don't want to go in there prepared with almost like
Absolutely
a script,
not.
like here's going to be my comedic set for the night,
Which kind of how we were talking about last time is that's why I tend not to really listen to too many artists. I didn't listen to these podcasts too much. Just listen, keeping it light, listen to one or two, because I don't want to have a preconceived notion of how to feel and express my music or what I should say today.
Yep.
I do want it to be genuinely authentic. This is my idea of how I think this song should go. I'll play a cover, and I just think because you have to play covers, if you want to get paid.
Sure.
At most gigs.
At least here in South Jersey.
But what if I played it like I wrote it? I know you have that same perspective. Yep. Literally, like in the mindset that, okay, I like the... So that means I only choose covers with content, meaning, and themes that I would actually write.
Yeah, agreed. Every cover I play, I absolutely I love the song. There's maybe one or two that I might have learned because they're crowd pleasers.
Correct. Yes, literally. And those don't always go that.
Right.
It's like, they're like, you really don't know the lyrics to that one? And I'm like, I don't like the lyrics to that one.
Yeah.
But if it's something you can... I'm trying to think of a really good one. It just makes it so that you can actually say, yeah, I wrote that. No, but I could have.
Right. Right. Yep.
Yeah.
I hear you. So I did want to touch on that too, that we talked about a little bit before, because you said you don't really like to be influenced. And I might have misunderstood you previously, because it almost sounded like you avoid music altogether, especially, I guess, if you're in creative mode and you're trying to write your own stuff. But that doesn't mean you're not going to pick up your kids and not listening to the radio, right?
No, that's not true at all. Yeah, exactly. Okay. So to clarify, I do love music. I have a mechanism, I don't know whatever it is in my brain, but I've been noticing this when I started really taking writing seriously in the early 2000s. When I start to see that I'm not just inspired or just like an artist, but it's changing the way I'm writing. I don't want to do that.
Right.
Because that's him.
Right.
Or her. That's not me. But there's I wouldn't even know how to express it, except that, because everything I say is completely honest.
Sure.
But I started out my career. Can we say that?
Yeah,
it's
absolutely. Yep.
So in the 90s, I was obsessed with Smashing Pumpkins. Obsessed. The thousands. As 16 to 18-year-old, the thousands of dollars put into the rarities and the live shows and the T-shirts and so I was writing, but everything sounded like Disarmed.
Okay. Yeah.
Everything, and it's like, then I would get criticism, and I'd be like, but you don't like the way I sing? Because it's trying to sound like Billy Corgan, But that wasn't even Billy Corgan. That was... Disarm was Billy Corgan with his producer telling him to sing it a certain way.
Oh, okay.
That's not even his authentic voice.
Right, sure.
So I was singing, for years, and writing for years with someone else's inauthentic voice. His real voice came out melancholy.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
That's his, yeah, and blah, that's like, and I was like, I don't like that one. Is that an act too? Then it's all in question. Maybe it's all an act. And then later, as he would interview and stuff, it actually, he did view everything that he does as an act.
Oh, okay.
So I'm like, then now I got to reject all of this.
Right.
Years.
Right. Yep.
Nothing.
How did that make you feel? Were you kind of heartbroken then, or?
It came to, he literally wrote an album about him and his band just being these fake characters. He says it is an act.
Really? Which album is
not
that?
Me at all. Machina.
Okay. I'm not a huge follower of their music, but I'll definitely check it out.
Oh no, because we're like rock gods, but that's not me. And I'm like, well, why are you doing anything that's not you? Dude, this is a talented. So me getting my few $100s for a gig versus being a multi-platinum, Grammy winner, that's not what I'm saying. I don't like that process.
Right.
I don't want to it's not satisfying me
Okay.
to put on a show. This is not a show.
Right.
These are the songs I like. There's 10 songs in a set.
Yep.
6 of them I wrote from pain.
Yep.
I assembled them for pretty much psychotherapy.
Yeah.
It's that's why that's there. It's good because I got audience feedback and learned how to make it pop a little, how to make it engaging. Sure. Yeah, but that's me.
Okay, well, let's talk about that then, right? Because I did want to touch on your original music, because the few original songs I've heard you play at open mic or online or whatever, super personal stuff, you know, and that goes hand in hand with your personality of, like, you know, what you see is what you get, what you hear is what you get.
That's it.
And yeah, I don't know if I have a fully formed question in here, but I guess it's like, tell me what it's like. Well, walk me through the process of, you're going to come up with a song. What's it called? Me? The song about me, which I love, by the way. You played it at Little E's that one time. I thought it was genius. I really did. So when you're writing a song like Me, how does that just kind of come about? Because when I write, I'm just kind of like, well, what should this song be about? You know, I've never even, the thought of writing a song about myself never really crossed my mind. Well, I mean, I guess there's a little bit of me in every song. Anyway, I'm rambling again.
Of course.
So take me kind of through that process, because I feel like your songs are from such a personal perspective. They're a little bit different than what I kind of hear from everybody else. No offense to anyone else.
No, it doesn't matter because of my self-worth now. I didn't have self-worth.
Okay.
I'm saying I have self-worth now.
Yeah.
I take everything as a compliment.
Okay. All right.
Sounds like you're complimenting. I mean, or it's a delusion, or I'm completely into the egomaniacal delusion. Anyways, wow. I have a lot of poems that are basically therapeutic based.
Okay.
I guess this is the answer. I do love rhymes. I like rhymes. So I like stories. I like rhymes, like hip hop rhymes. I like rhymes.
Okay. Yep.
I like rhymes, and I like structured beats, and I like stories. And I also know that just to have a regular 16-bar hip hop verse, it does get, it needs to have some changes. That actually, when I broke out of the whole being a Pumpkins guy, right? You know, whatever that phase was for all those years. The song structure that really broke me out of it, say, how can I write basically a hip hop song, but marry it together? By the way, like 3 years before 21 Pilots was born. How can I bring it together to use different forms of music?
Yep.
You know, blues and folk styling and hip hop together. And then it's like, then I started to realize, I think I need all different forms of music to say this story. So there's a story in my head. And for me, for example, that song Me, the story is, I think I'm a little too much. Like, I'm not having a lot of success with, like, girls and people liking me. Yeah. But it's not that bad. Wonder why? Oh, yeah, that's right. Childhood trauma. The man in the van that used to pull up and we hid from.
Why did every town have a story about a guy driving around in a van?
No, that was in my family. It was the minivan. Yeah.
Oh, I see.
He
What
used
you're
to back up
saying.
every
I see
day.
what you're saying. I got you.
You know, and then it's like, well, I got my head in the sand,
right?
And it's like, hey, that rhymes. You know, and you got a little sketch pad and it's rhyming.
Yep.
And then the one thing I do always have, like a story, is I always have the ending in mind.
Oh, okay.
Always. I know how it has to end.
The end of the story?
End of the song.
Okay. Yep.
And it's like, I do have that.
Okay.
What is this going to resolve to?
So,
I have a new one for the new album, and it's called Me 2.0.
Nice. I'm already looking forward to hearing.
We'll see. I haven't finished it. It is the last, because I have 9 of the songs which I really think are ready.
Nice.
But it it's the one. It's the song, and
Okay.
that's the why it's not coming together.
Oh, I
I
hear
can
you.
never
Yep.
force it.
Yeah,
It can't be
sure.
forced.
Absolutely. I've tried to force stuff before, and
Can't
it's
do it.
the worst songs I've
Nope.
ever written.
Just
Yep.
it'll come, and then
Yep.
you're driving, and you're just like, oh, that's the verse, you know. But it's like with me, I was like, hey, maybe I could just, hey, this is what happened. That was what happened, and this is how this is who I am. You should go live with someone else. You should be with someone else, and it's like, or I could just be a little less me.
Yeah.
You know,
That's the hook.
About.
That's the hook of that song, right?
No,
well, I call it
that's
the hook.
the very end.
Right. Well, it's the end of like, and I'm sorry, I'm not an expert on this song because,
no, it's all good.
But like, isn't it like the end of every chorus or?
And the other chorus says,
go find somebody a little bit less.
Man, just a little less me.
Yeah.
You. So
right.
That was about you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm perfect, right? I got all this trauma, and my personality is, you know. Hey, maybe you need to go somewhere else or lower your expectations.
Gotcha. Yep.
Then at the end, because I knew I would do it. At the end, I said, if you can make me cry a little, if you can make me laugh and smile a little, maybe I could be a little less me.
Oh, okay. I missed that part because you know, so I've only heard it the one time live.
Remember
but
Damien Rice?
I do.
Remember
yes.
that song that
he's Ed Sheeran's like biggest influence.
Sure. And I'm planning to play that song finally. You know, the Blower's Daughter after.
Oh, right.
After
nice.
obsessing over it for 15 years.
Yeah, man.
Finally learned how to play it, right?
Yep. Great song.
At the very, it's got this beautiful climax and just this pain, and then at the end he's like, until I find someone else. It changes the whole thing.
Right.
He knew that before he wrote that.
Yeah, that's awesome.
He knew that he was gonna do that.
Probably.
It wasn't like a producer wasn't like, hey, just throw that in. He's like, no, that's the whole point.
Yeah.
Is I'm obsessed on this thing, but it's not really that important.
That was probably the line that popped in his head that inspired the whole song.
Correct.
You know, something like that. So anyway.
With Me 2.0, I know that it's going to be, I finally wrote a love song.
Okay.
And it's to me.
Nice. I love that.
That's finally.
Yeah, man.
Because there was no self-love.
Right.
There was ego. There was, I have no self-love, so I have to fill it in with this character.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Now I do love myself. And that's why I'm saying go back to the authentic thing. I'm okay with saying how I'm feeling because I like how I feel.
It's amazing. And I don't know if anybody listening's going through this or has been through it. Like when I was younger, not that much younger, but when I was younger, going through some shit personally, I lied all the time about like the dumbest stuff. I was practically a pathological liar because I was looking for validation from others, and validation from others.
Yes,
that's what my self-worth depended on. So I would say anything just to try to impress people, whether it was true or not. And then, you know, I go to therapy every week, have for years, and finally learned how to be kind of like a normal person. And once you let go of the need to lie, and once everything that comes out of your mouth is honest and 100% true, it's so freeing. You know, and it then allows you to like find yourself and be comfortable with who you are and all. It's crazy how much these little white lies, you do them enough, they chip away at your entire soul. It's ridiculous.
And a lot of the time, you know, I wouldn't say that I was a liar. I wouldn't say I was a liar. But you're going to give only certain information. It's called equivocation. So you're going to withhold certain things, lend to what you feel this group wants versus that, you know. And that's all because of childhood trauma.
Yeah, I did
get
that.
Your needs met.
Lying by omission. I did that all the time too. And I was never abused or anything, but I was I had some issues as a kid with my mom and grandma, never feeling worthy of their love and all that stuff. So that's where it all stems from.
That's where this new album, which is by far, may I experience, that's by far the most personal of anything. It's completely autobiographical. There is no fluff at all. I mean, some of the in the It's Called Hope album, there was some creative license where it's like I had this general feeling about this general thing, and it was very personal. But I did not have the complete lack of concern about audience feedback. I do not care at all.
Nice.
This is what happened, this is the journey. I would fawn and act certain ways so people would like me. 100% because of childhood trauma.
Yep.
I finally got there in the journey, and it's called the invisible child because, you know, in a dysfunctional family dynamic, you know, you have the scapegoat that kind of takes the brunt of or opposes the abusers. And then you have the golden child that kind of like promotes and just kind of goes along with the abuser. So they're the golden child. They're perfect.
Yeah. Yep.
Both are. I wasn't either of those.
Okay.
I was just kind of calling things out, but kind of going with the flow because I wanted to keep the plate in the air. That's called, in psychology, that's called the invisible child.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And that person gives the impression to others on purpose that everything's okay. And so no one feels there's a need to help the invisible child.
Yeah. Yep.
Yep.
I might have a little bit of that in me from
sure.
back in the day.
Yeah. You know, a lot of people do.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's like, so when I went through this journey this past couple years of really understanding why any negative, bad behaviors, really, where is that coming from? Not just talking to a therapist, like doing the books.
Yeah.
Real. I'm keeping. I always have this feeling to keep the plate in the air of everything because the image of what I want to project to others is more important than the actual person. Why? It's like, why? I'm a good person.
Yeah. Yep.
You know,
but for some reason you don't think you are.
Exactly.
Yep.
So I literally looked into the mirror. I literally wrote the song to myself. And I said, Ben, this song is for you, my friend. Right back to where you began. It's just me and you. And that's actually where I started writing again.
Okay.
So this is going back almost 2 years now, but it's been 2 years on this project.
That's awesome.
And it's starting with that, and the journey is going to end with the song Me. Right? But I'm going to blow everyone's mind. I'm going to start the album with the song Me.
Okay.
And probably end with the Invisible Child, even though our mutual friend Peter Scavello, he likes the song I wrote for my kids.
Okay.
And
okay.
It's called My Greatest Song.
Oh, you played that at Little E's the one time too. Yeah.
You'd have to be brain dead to not know that's I'm obviously talking about.
Right.
It is a good song, though.
It is. It is.
You know, but that's my kids. That's my kids. I don't have any ego. Let's sing myself. Of course, I'm not going to present it unless I think the song is great.
Right. Right.
That's the other thing is I will work these songs. So it's like you ask the process. Well, I have just endless notes. You know, we have the iPhone, you know, the notes.
Yep.
There's just hundreds. It's just connecting dots, and it's like, this doesn't work, and nothing gets deleted. It just kind of gets banked.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
that, I guess that was another question I did have, because you had said earlier that you've gotten feedback from listeners and
absolutely.
And I forget the phrase that you just used, but something like, you know, some songs need a little tweaking or a bump or something like that. What does that mean?
Difference between caring about if someone likes my song versus what audience feedback is. I can tell you exactly what that means. If you're like, I don't really like that song because it's about your childhood, like that part I don't care.
You can't work with that.
What I care about is the song engaging to people who have a general interest in the subject.
Okay.
That's what I'm talking about.
Gotcha.
So when I see that there's 5, 8, 10, you know, sometimes more, sometimes less people in the audience, and I say, this is the song about my journey, knowing that the divine has been watching me the whole time. Now, I have, you know, there'll be a small group they're engaged. They're interested.
Sure.
Okay.
Yep.
I need to know if that I continue that interest throughout the song.
Right.
Am I losing them here? Am I losing them there? Then I can tweak the arrangement of the song. Lyrics aren't going to be tweaked.
Right.
The content and the theme is not. I like my song, but it's like, oh, do I need to dip here? Do I need to come in more forceful there?
Yeah.
That's what I mean by
adjust the dynamics, or maybe move a chorus or pre-chorus or bridge or something like that. I got you.
It's not like, well, that's the way I wrote it.
Right.
So it's like, no, it does take humility to know that I do have a product, and I do want the product to be as ideal to the listener as possible.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's
That makes
pretty
sense.
much it.
Yep.
But
Yep.
it's like,
Yep.
but someone says, but I don't have a need for this guitar. So why are you upset? Well, then or I don't have a need for that product. Well, that's not, you're not the audience feedback I'm looking for.
Right.
Do you see the difference of what I mean?
Yep.
It's like
if they're saying, well, I can't relate to Ben's song about
I don't like the way he
XYZ.
writes.
Okay, fine.
I
Well,
don't care.
that's fine. I'm writing for the people that can relate or want to relate,
Yep.
I get it. I get it.
And also too, I'm interested is this song engaging me?
Engaging you.
It's kind of boring by the third verse. This isn't really engaging me.
Okay.
I need to be, if I'm going to be playing this 2-3 times a week sometimes.
Sure. Yep.
This needs to be engaging.
Yeah.
And I need to touch a nerve.
I have one or two of my own songs that I just don't even play live anymore for that same reason.
Yeah.
So that leads me to believe they probably need to be tweaked a little bit.
You don't really care about original music. I mean,
it's weird, like everybody. Man, what's going on? Everybody who knows me from this podcast or YouTube, Facebook, whatever. Yeah, I'm the cover guy, right? Like I do covers, which that's how I. Yes, I have a full-time job, but that's how I support my living. Like I do pretty well as a cover artist.
I'm sure you do.
so I'm gonna lean into that, But
probably could go for some more tips though.
Yeah, well, yeah, absolutely. Could always use more tips.
Because sometimes they don't give you free beers. It's like
I know, right?
let me get this straight. You have $8. You just paid $8 for a pint. They made it right there. There's no delivery fee.
Right.
And you can't give me like $1?
I know, right? I hear you. But no, when it comes to my songwriting, though, like I firmly believe that writing is a muscle, and if you don't work it out, you're never really going to improve.
This is true.
So I'm guilty of not working that muscle. But there are times where I go through stints. I'll go through a couple weeks where all of a sudden I've got the urge to write original music, and everything else kind of falls by the wayside, and I start writing. And yeah, I do have an interest in it. I have a strong interest in it, but I'm not super motivated by it. You know what I mean? I have, just like you, I have hundreds of notes and voice memos in my phone because I'll wake up with like a melody or something, and I'll be like, oh yeah, let me jot this down. But it may be years before I get back to it. Right. Who knows?
Could it be that there's a connection between you having just a kind of a measure of peace and a good consistent flow with your career? In your personal life and all these things, that it's like the drive to try to have that therapeutic original music just is reduced a little.
It could be. Sure.
I've gone into phases like
Yep.
It's Called Hope came out in 2007. I mean, the dark years were 2003 to 2005, man.
Okay. Yeah.
That's where those songs came from.
Yep.
It's I had a pretty good life out. We worked at. I had the band. We stopped around 2010. But my personal life was doing well, and I had two beautiful children, and it's not like, I mean, I say it's like there was no pain. Yeah, there was some pain.
Well, sure. You're always going to have some kind of adversity.
But I'm holding this beautiful kid. It's like, this is the music.
Right.
There's what are we doing? It's not, I gotta write now. I'm depressed.
Right.
I'm holding my daughter, and she's just, it's just, I'm sorry, but then it's like, well, years go by and I'm like, there's things I never addressed.
Okay.
And then I started to really see it because of my own negative behaviors.
The darkness finds its way back in.
Absolutely. And I'm like, now that it's resolved, and it is, Dave.
Yep.
What will be my reason for writing next?
Yeah, it's a good question.
I don't care at all.
Good.
Because I don't live in the future.
Right.
Nor in the past. The past has been addressed.
Yep.
I live right now.
Right.
Not for the moment. I live in the moment.
In the moment. Yeah. That's great.
And every show is like that. Who's here now? What is great about this venue? I don't care how it compares to the other one or the other night at the same venue.
Right.
All different.
Yep.
And everyone deserves their own organic show.
Mm-hmm. That's great. I love that. Let's talk a little bit about kind of your previous journey, right? You just mentioned a band and an album in 2007. I mean, take me through that time. How did you guys get together? How'd that album come? And it could be very high level, whatever, but
oh no, yeah,
as much detail as you want.
I was pretending to be Billy Corgan for like 7 years.
Mm-hmm.
It's horrible. I did a bunch, probably like 4 albums.
Oh wow.
Full-length albums.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the poetry was pretty good.
Yeah,
I will say,
nice.
but no one ever. Don't look up old Ben Selkow from MP3.com.
Are they?
It's horrible. It's just
shameless plug.
No, really, I don't even think it's available. But
okay.
I saved some of them.
Okay. Yep.
I mean, I always did know there was something fake though, right? Because my first album in '99 was called From Plastic to Porcelain. So I had this solo thing going.
Okay.
And that was always my desire.
And that's released under Ben Selkow, not like a band. Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Then I did have a little garage band with some friends, and my manager at the time thought it was pretty good actually. Some of this band stuff was pretty good. It's like, hey, I know this drummer, and my dear friend Michael Lasano, who's just he's a machine. He's a machine. From Central Jersey, he linked up with me, and then right before then we had a bassist who was phenomenal, Matt, and then we just started really working together as a 3-piece, and we did a lot of great shows. We were in festivals. We went to a lot of festivals, tri-state area, all over the place. We toured.
Nice.
We came up. It's called Hope. We had it on college radio.
Okay. All original music, right?
All original.
Okay.
And
any notable shows, like bigger festivals that people
would I mean,
know
we played like, remember Emergenza?
Emergenza? No.
It was like a big national like contest.
Okay.
And we made it all the way to Webster Hall. Like,
oh wow,
it's like 500 people. That kind of thing.
Awesome.
And we, we ranked second.
Yeah.
But we met so many great contacts along the way. But almost all of my songs, if not all of them, I still have Michael Lasano, who he's a music theorist. That was like a minor he took in college, and he'll take my songs, and he's not going to really affect the content or the story. That's not his interest. But how is an audience going to take this note versus, say, a minor note? How do we resolve certain things?
Yep.
I would say he is definitely like my secret weapon.
Nice.
Yeah. It's just, so, and we've still worked together. In fact, I came to him after years of not having the band anymore. We started doing, in 2010, we just kind of started, our bassist left and we had a new bassist, was awesome dude. But, it just started, the enthusiasm just kind of wore out.
Yeah.
We wound up doing more cover shows, and that really wasn't driving me as much. And then, we actually started it was interesting. We, this is all going to be cut out, but we had 3, I thought it was cool. We had 3 bands, but it was the same band. 3 websites. We had Selkow, Selkow.
Okay.
And that was the acoustic band,
right? Yeah,
which is the original band, by the way. Then we electrified, because we had this awesome lead guitarist Jerome that came in and worked with us for a couple years. We changed the name to Selkow, the phonetic version, Selkoh.
Okay,
got a whole nother website on that, and that's the rock band, not the acoustic. That's the rock band.
Right.
All right, hold on, it gets better. Then we started doing a lot of cover songs, and we changed the name to my daughter's name, Zoe's Playlist.
Okay.
Because I would
Zoe's Playlist?
Yeah, I would just, and if you're wondering what genius came up with that, I would just recommend we play the songs that I put Zoe to bed at night.
That's awesome.
Her playlist.
I love it.
And they'd be like, how about this song? I was like, that's not on the playlist I give my daughter every night. No, we're not doing that song. Too many people like that song. Let's do these stupid songs. That really happened,
That's hilarious.
And we had some success, but nothing at all in my life till starting to play again in March 2024.
Okay.
when I started playing again.
Yep.
Nothing has compared to the intimacy
Right.
and the feedback and the love and the drive and of being a solo artist.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the mission now.
This is it.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah. I can't see right now. I can't see a band.
Okay.
I can't. And so when I go to record these songs, I'd love to have maybe some studio musicians help out here.
Gotcha.
That's fine. Yeah.
Yep.
But it's not going to be a band album.
Okay.
It's going to be a solo album.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Nice. And when do you, I know you said you're kind of writing and all that stuff. When do you think that next album is going to come out? Do you have a target?
When I went to, I don't want to say embarrass anyone, but I went to these two guys. All right, I will say this. Ron DiSilvestro, he's the one that, he works at Studio 4 in Conshohocken. He's the one that recorded It's Called Hope.
Okay.
It is masterfully done.
And that's the 2007 album. Okay.
And he played the Rhodes keyboard.
Oh, nice.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
You know, the value add of this guy. Right? Well, of course, I'm looking him up to record this next album. If I can afford it, we'll see. See about that. You know, it's got to work it. No, but we'll see. Well, I'm in the room with him and my other hero, John Fay. And they're talking about this project, and they said, "How do you envision it?" And I was like, "When do you envision it?" And I was like, "Well, it's kind of like it's going to be like Johnny Cash's last album."
Okay.
And you know, like when he's dying.
Yeah, that's the one that Rick Rubin produced, right?
I believe so.
Yeah. Yep.
And they were like, "You're dying?" I'm like, "Nope." I don't even know why I said that.
I mean, I know why you said it, because you don't look too far into the future. You always,
exactly.
You always live in the present.
That's the weight. That's the weight of it. That's the weight of this album. Okay. It's like, so I do want to get it done definitely before I die.
Oh, okay.
Because after I die, I don't know if I'm going to be able to perform the songs. I wasn't sure in that meeting if they were getting my humor, you know, but I don't know when I want to do it. But realistically, I'd like to, you know, before the end of the year, I'd like to have some demos.
Yeah, cool.
Put down, maybe even by the end of the summer, maybe.
Nice.
Got to finish me. I got to finish me 2.0.
Yeah. That's awesome. So, I mean, the way I just interpreted that answer was as far as the last album, like. And I don't want to put words in your mouth, but I'm going to attempt to. The importance of this album, and because it's so personal, and it's this whole kind of this album is going to be entirely you and your life experiences and all those emotions that come up with it. I kind of feel like you're saying that if you never make another album after this, that's okay, because like this is it. This is the total package of Ben Selkow. Okay,
it's a masterpiece.
Gotcha.
Remember, a masterpiece by definition isn't mean it's better than someone's.
Right.
It is the collection of work that represents me the best.
Okay, gotcha.
Whether people like it or not, I genuinely don't care.
Right.
I really don't care if people like it.
Yep.
As long as it represents the best work that I could do that represents me. It's an autobiography.
Yeah, no, that's great. I mean, I'll bring up another Rick Rubin reference. I've listened to his audiobook, The Creative Process, I think it's called, or Method. Anyway, and he talks about how the audience should come last. You know what I mean? And he's a producer, right? Like, he's supposed to make things sound great so people love it. But the audience comes last. You put out the best work that you possibly can, you know, and once you're happy with it, throw it out there and cross your fingers. That's all you can do.
Exactly.
Hopefully people listen to it. If not, you still put out the best piece of work you possibly can.
And I like it.
So that's great.
And you can say, I like it. When you say, I like it, I like me, I like it, I like this, it drives the conviction.
Right.
Now you're living in authenticity. You know that there is a measurable way to do it, but you know how people respond well when they genuinely feel loved? They do. Respond. Their nervous system lights up, you know, whatever it is.
Yep.
It's like 5 times more exciting to a person when they are getting the energy of someone's true authenticity.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not someone acting like a schmuck and saying, I'm just being myself. It's you're faking it. It happens all the time.
Yeah.
I am what I am. It's like, then why are you talking like that? You're not from Brooklyn.
If you have to tell somebody you're being yourself, you're not being yourself. You know?
They know, because you know how they know that you're being yourself? Because they engage.
And they can feel
how
it.
They know.
Can feel it. Yeah.
And you're like, oh. They don't, you know what I mean? They're just like, I like this guy.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, you're going to cut this out. I was just doing a show with this singer. Forgive me, I forget her name. I did a show with her, and her voice, it's not that she was, Ella Fitzgerald.
Right.
It wasn't like the best in the world.
Mm-hmm.
It was exactly how she's supposed to sound.
Right. It was authentic. Right.
And I'm like, I don't see that a lot.
Okay.
Especially, I noticed with female vocalists. I especially noticed there are some that do. Annie DeFranco's a great one. That's a great, that's her.
Okay.
But I'm just saying, it's a lot of the, it's a lot of the. It's you remember how the guys in 2005, everyone was like, no, and every guy,
the Blink 182 accent.
This is how I sing. No, it's not. And then a lot of the girl, Amy Winehouse, and then they kind of listens like a baby. Or now it's the depressing girl, whatever her name is.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's how I sing. No, it's not. And I literally went up to her and I was like, you're phenomenal. And she's like, oh, thank you. I flubbed that or whatever. And I was like, yeah, not because of any of that. It's because you sound completely authentic.
Yeah,
it's incredible.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, there's a lot of guys out there now trying to sound like Tyler Childers or Zach Bryan or anybody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Me included.
Turn it off. It's like, yeah, this is pretty good. It's entertaining.
Right.
But I'm not engaged. Beer time.
Right.
That's my point.
Yep.
My job is to engage. If it's the comedy, if it's the authenticity, if it's a good song, or if it's just not saying anything, pausing. That's what I got to do.
Sure. Yeah, there's a lot of I think it's a Miles Davis quote. I can't remember, but somebody said something that sometimes the most important notes are the ones you don't play.
Exactly.
Because you got to give stuff.
That.
Yeah, you got to give stuff room to breathe.
Absolutely.
That goes well in life too. You don't always have to say stuff.
Yeah, it took me a while to learn that.
Anyway. Okay, great. I could ask you all the traditional questions about influences and all that stuff, and this podcast could be 2 hours long, and we could do that if you wanted to. I feel pretty good about how this conversation has gone. Is there anything else that you wanted to maybe bring up or let people know? Anything you wanted to promote? Anything, and if the answer is no, that's totally fine too.
Well, I want everyone to know that, I love music, but it doesn't pay for my whiskeys. So hire me.
There you go.
Yeah, I mean, I really like the one thing I did want to mention, because me being here.
Yep.
Is it really sincerely touches my heart. Like Shay, I gotta say these names because they Shay Michael songs. I just came back into the scene and the collaborative nature of what's happening in South Jersey.
Yeah, it's great. Yep.
I'm not knocking any other area, Jersey Shore. Like, you're gotta be in. Like, it's like, and trust me, I am vocal. But it was like, so what do I have to do to play here? Like, why? What's up with the gatekeeping?
Oh, so much gatekeeping.
Stop.
Yep.
And I just immediately saw that, and I'm here because of that. So of course there's co-collaboration, there's marketing, you have their audience shares, there's all that stuff. But it's the love of music and the fellow love of the other musicians and their point of view. That's what's happening right now. It really affects me.
So that's awesome. You're going to play a couple songs for us, right? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. What do you got for us? What are you going to play?
Well, I think I was remember I was talking to you about I have a song that I wrote, which I think it's a pretty clever, it's called Lifeline. And, what's so interesting about it is Mike Golisano started in 2010.
Mm-hmm.
He came up with this insanely complicated, because he's a drummer, and so of course complicated. this drum this timing where everything's in 7 and then 8.
Okay.
So it's like 7 7 7 8, then 7 8 7 8 7 8, then 8 8 8. It's all.
Oh my God!
It all was insane.
Yeah.
It's like with Neil Peart is like.
Yeah. Okay, makes sense.
I'm not a drummer, and I was like, how am I supposed to do anything with that?
Mm-hmm.
And he said, well, listen, look at it this way. At least it will be a good what's that word? That a good workshop or a good exercise for you to get better.
Mm-hmm.
And that was his very kind, intelligent way of saying, like, I kind of suck as a musician.
Your timing sucks. Work on
pretty
this.
much. And everything you write is just a rap song with like, really? And I was like, he knows my humor and he knows I'm dead serious.
Right.
So I was like, okay. And he suggested simply use the 777 and just do syllables.
Okay.
So write the song 7 syllables.
Oh wow.
Then 7 syllables, then 7, then 8.
Yep.
That was truly was an exercise song in 2010.
Okay.
But the content of the lyrics did represent a little bit, because I write autobiographically, it did represent some of my struggle at the time, right? But then once I went back to that song within this past year and a half, I was like, this song is incredible. Nice. His time signatures created the ultimate tension and the release. And some of it retained some of those chorus that he recommended, all that, right? But it told my story perfectly.
Nice.
And the story is that whether we know it or not, or whether you believe it or not, I believe there is a creator. He loves me, and he's been with me the whole time. So the 3 verses represent the 3 phases of my life where I was like, everything is just so bad. There has to be help along the way.
Okay.
And in my 20s, that's verse 1. And then when I was like, oh, wait, the issue is childhood trauma. That's verse 2.
Yep.
And then verse 3 was like the resolve.
Nice.
And then there's the outro where I'm finally at peace with my Lifeline. So that's why it's called Lifeline.
Lifeline.
And then the second song is, I think I'll do my greatest song.
Okay, awesome.
Which is, it's like you have to be brain dead to not know that that's about my kids. Did I say that joke?
You did, but that's okay.
Right, but that's what I do at shows. And they're like, you said that already. And I was like, you've been listening. You're not brain dead.
There you go.
Now, you know.
That's awesome.
How are you at walking over here and putting money in my guitar? You're good at criticizing me.
That's fantastic. I love it. All right. Well, Ben, thank you so much for doing the podcast.
Thank you for having me.
I appreciate it.
Yep. So this song is called Lifeline. A storm is coming quickly, surrounded by the dark cloud. Panic starts to hit me. I'm manic and my heart is beating loud. In the distance, I noticed you were coming close. I'd been drifting and hopeless, 'cause my anchor broke. No resisting, 'cause now you're all I really need to know. Now you're all I really need. I feel fine. Sometimes I find going out of my mind. I need a lifeline. There's a voice inside of me screaming like a little child thrown into the watery deep. See him fighting for his life. Held my breath, and then just before the tidal wave our eyes met. Then you pulled me from a water grave. Till my death I'm indebted to you any way you like. Till you take my breath away, I feel fine. Times are fine, going out of my mind. Yeah, I need a lifeline, 'cause sometimes I can't leave the wreckage behind. I need a lifeline. Yeah, a lifeline. I owe you my life. You say that I don't. I'm drowning inside, afraid to come home. So I swallowed my pride, got into the boat. I try to follow the light. Without you, you know I probably won't. I swore my darkest waters were haunted by some ocean ghost. Now I know I've been causing my own undertow. All that's left to learn the art of fully letting go, surrendering control to my life. Line set, my idle and free, feels like I spent my whole life lost at sea. Turns out the whole time my lifeline was searching for me. Lifeline, I thought I was too far gone to reach. Lifeline, now I'm like a wave crashing on the beach. Lifeline, a wave crashing on the beach. Finally peace between me and my.
All right, nice.
Thank you.
Love it. Intro.
So this one is called My Greatest Song, and it's for my kids because of they were forced into the circumstance. Songwriters are funny, some writing for the money, some writing for the glory and the fame. I write because I'm bleeding, desperately needing to find a deeper meaning to my name. No, it wasn't in the plans to live this circumstance, the hardest pain I've ever had to bear. So I knelt down and I prayed I'd write a song so great I'd never doubt again that love was there. And it was you. My greatest song is you, right there all along. My greatest song, so if I sing it right or if I sing it wrong, still my greatest song is you, 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 you. Some songs are meant for dancing, some mostly for romancing, some help to cure the cancer of the soul. Some songs are but a prayer, sung from deep despair. Heaven knows I write my share of those. But the best ones are a nexus between inner peace and restless, between tragedy and healing from the fall. But God's the greatest writer, He made my music brighter when He helped me write the best one of them all. You, You're my greatest song is you. Right there all along.